Hey y'all, what's good? Welcome to another episode of the Political Chop Shop. In this first video of the day, we have to bring attention to something that is egregious, demoralizing, dehumanizing. I mean, what's happening right now in China is an abomination to all people around the world. What's happening in China right now, and you're asking what I'm talking about. I'm mentioning the Uighurs in Western China and how they're being treated right now. I mean, we're watching live in real time a genocide happening to yet again another group of ethnic people in the world. We are seeing it yet again. And ain't nobody saying a word about it. No one gives a damn about these people. And some of you are going to say, hey, Rod, they're Muslims and this, that, and the other. And I'll call your BS on this. I'll call your BS on this. I mean, right now, I'm going to say it live on air right now as we speak. China is no better than Hitler was. And they have been engaging in this behavior for, God, at least 80 years of randomly killing Uyghurs because they want to uprise and protest. They want to throw them in jail for no reason, citing national security concerns. And then people go missing. No record whatsoever. But folks, this is dead serious. We are watching a genocide in real time in China. Now, I'm gonna poke fun right at the left on this one, because they atone Hitler to the right for what he did, and which begs the question: what exactly were you thinking when you thought people on the right were committing genocide of ethnic people in history? You find me one instance. You find me one instance. And I'll give you $100. That's straight up. Because I'm here to, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but fascism is not on the right. Fascism is a leftist ideology, no matter how much they try to spin it. I think we all know this, but that needs to be reiterated. Communism, also on the left, just a more extreme form of fascism. Wasn't it Benito Mussolini saying you needed to have fascism to usher in communism? I mean, these are facts. These are undisputable written and spoken facts by Benito Mussolini and Giovanni Gentile. But let's get into it, because we have to sound the alarm, and people are actually sounding the alarm. But I think Americans as a whole, we need to sound that alarm right off. All right, so let's get into it real quick here. So in one story we have here, new reports on surveillance, demographic genocide of Uyghurs, right? So we can let's dig in and check the story out here real quick. In China's Xinjiang province, crackdowns on Uyghurs, a predominantly Turkic-speaking and Muslim ethnic group, have lasted decades. Now, an investigation from the AP shows China has taken systematic and draconian measures to cut Uyghurs' birth rates, a campaign some experts have called a form of demographic genocide. Data show authorities have regularly forced pregnancy tests, birth control, sterilization, and abortion on hundreds of thousands of Uyghur women to suppress the population, among other repressions. Having too many children is one reason many are sent to sprawling detention camps, and the AP reports dragnet-style investigations to root out offending families. Birth rates in Uyghur regions have plummeted amid this climate of terror. Doesn't that sound familiar to some of you? Does that not sound familiar to you? Does it not? Let's think about this a minute. Oh, the American Birth League. Yes. This is the exact tactic, the ABO, which is now Planned Parenthood, the same tactics they used at the turn of the century on black folks in America is the same tactic that China is using right now on the Uyghurs. No wonder no one on the left is getting upset about these people's human rights. I mean, this is a direct indictment of the left on this. Direct indictment. I mean, let's keep it real, people. They can deny all day. They can sit here and say abortion is health care and all this stuff. But we look at what China's doing right now. The same exact tactics, people. Same exact tactics they are using that the ABL used on black folks in America. It's appalling. As we look down further, authorities have been tracking the Uyghurs in China via their smartphones since at least 2013, a new report shows. And then we go down a little bit further, and we see the Chinese hacking campaign appears to be an early facet of China's Uyghur surveillance efforts, which have broadened to collect personal, even biometric data that has effectively turned the province into a police state as China becomes a digital totalitarian power. Up to 2 million Uyghurs have been locked up in detention camps, which Chinese officials euphemistically call as vocational training centers in Xinjiang province in 2017. I mean, really, these re-education camps, they're sending people to re-education camps. They're sending them to detention camps. Now, I got something that's very, very appalling that I want you to see. And it's when I first saw this video, it was eerie. It was like, it made my skin crawl when I seen this video, because if you remember history at all, you will understand what you're seeing in this video, and it should make your skin crawl. Y'all see this? Well, just watch this video with me. This should literally make your skin crawl. This is video that's been captured from a drone flying over this train station, okay, in China, where the Uyghurs are being held. Look at this. Look at this. These people are bound behind their backs. And then you get a closer look as the video goes forward. These people are blindfolded. That should give you all the chills in the world to see a group of people bound, blindfolded, and being sent to trains to other parts of the country. I mean, we are living right now, we are living in this, through this genocide, and nobody gives a damn. Nobody, the human rights activists ignore this. Completely ignore this. Like, this is okay. This is not okay. And we need to get out here and deride all these people that will not denounce this. You know what I mean? Look at this. They're just carting them off. This is so effing sad to see this happening in real time. Yeah, I'm amped. I am completely amped up, man, because this should not be happening in a world we're supposed to carry out human rights. The UN hasn't even said a word about this. They're not even on record about this. And if they are, they're not serious. They're not remotely serious about being genuine about this issue. They'll just sit back and watch another genocide happen. Like they sat back and they watched the Jews get executed at Auschwitz. I mean, serious, real talk, people. We need to step up for these people. There's another story that's basically backed by the same sterilization abuse of Uighurs in China meets international legal criteria for genocide. I mean, this is what we're talking about right here. And it basically kind of goes over what we were just talking about here a second ago. And I'm not going to go through this story too much, but it basically is asking questions about forced sterilization in other countries that's happened, etc. But it's just basically it's something we've already talked about here. But this other story here is interesting because I don't see a word of anybody besides this individual. This story is put out on the 15th of July. Uyghur activists call on world leaders to punish China for human rights violations. And here we go. Let's read the story real quick, just a few paragraphs. The Trump administration imposed sanctions on 3 senior officials of the Chinese Communist Party last week over the alleged treatment of Uyghurs, a Muslim ethnic minority. The U.S. State Department estimates at least 1 million Uyghurs have been detained and forced to work in internment camps. There are also allegations that detained Uyghurs are being forced to make products that U.S. consumers are buying, including 13 tons of human hair for weaves and wigs that were seized earlier this month. My God. But these people right here, they want to sit back and sit on China's lap like they giving them something. I mean, first we had the NBA go all in for China. Go all in for China. Really, personally, I'm going to be straight up. Yes, there's good people there, but you know what? There's a time you need to pull on back off that with this going on in this country. You won't speak ill of the people that are being persecuted, even potentially executed, even pushed out of existence because you worried about a dollar bill in your pocket. You worried about a dollar bill in your pocket from China. But you're supposed to be some sort of activist. You're supposed to be some sort of social justice warrior. You're supposed to be trying to unite people worldwide. But that dollar bill's got you shook. Hypocrites, I tell you, hypocrites. I mean, this is getting real. This is really getting real. As we see further in the story, the leader, Ruzan Abbas, the leader of the group Campaign for Uyghurs, has been vocal about Uyghurs being imprisoned in camps and forced to perform labor. According to the organization's numbers, around 3 million Uyghurs are arbitrarily detained outside of China's legal system. In 2018, 6 days after she spoke about this issue at a think tank in D.C., she says her sister was abducted by the Chinese government in retaliation for her public activism. See, there's a few paradigms going on here, people. There's a few. There's a couple, 2, 3 paradigms going on right now with this. One of them is the fact that a government is punishing people for speaking out. Isn't this not the same thing that's happening in our country right now? If you're not of the right think, you are persecuted by the corporations, by the establishment, because you're not part of the group think. But these people that act like this want to run our country. They want power in our country. I say I'll be damned. people that advocate for crap like this, that align with crap like this, I'm not going to call you subhuman. I'm not going to call you whatever. But what I will say to you is not on my watch. Not on my watch. Because at the end of the day, staying with Chinese history, all the people that praised Mao, what happened to them? He killed them so he could retain power. You communist, you fascist, you socialist, think this is going to be great for you in the end and advocate for everybody? Look how it all ended. Look how it all ended for all these countries. You still have not learned anything from history. Nothing. Not a single thing from history, because all those countries fell. All those countries failed. And people died because you want a utopia in America, because you don't know how to navigate the system we're in or know how to reform the system we are in to make it better. You just want to, these people just want to toss it away. Not on my watch. Not as long as I got a voice, not on my watch. I mean, we seriously have to think about what we're doing here. We have to seriously, if we are a country that is the beacon of freedom, we need to act like it as a whole. And we need to stand by the Uighurs in China. We have to. I mean, throw the whole Islam bit out, throw all that out, right? Throw all this out. They're still people. And they're being systematically attacked by a communist, fascist regime like Hitler did to the Jews. This is unacceptable on every single level. Completely unacceptable. So are we going to sit back on our hands and let the left portray this as try to bury our heads in the sand? Because this will have ramifications. Because if Turkey gets their mind right, there might be an all-out assault on China from Turkey. It could trigger World War III. I mean, this is serious. If you know anything about the geopolitical landscape, Turkey and China has not been the best of friends over the years. Because China still has that grievance in their back pocket back from the Ottoman Empire when the Muslims came in and wiped them out through southern China. They still have that in their minds. So now this is payback to Turkey. So we need to pay attention and we need to step up. One last story on this coming out of the foreignpolicy.com basically explains it. Let's read into it real quick. What we got here? I'm gonna jump to the first paragraph here. Two recent disturbing. Oh, you can't see it yet. Maybe you can. Let me add it to the screen real quick. There we go. Two recent disturbing events may finally awaken the world to the scale and horror of the atrocities being committed against the Uighurs, a mostly secular Muslim ethnic minority in Xinjiang, China. One of the authoritative report documented the systematic sterilization of Uyghur women. The other was the seizure by U.S. Customs Border Patrol of 13 tons of made from human hair suspected of being forcibly removed from Uyghurs imprisoned in concentration camps. Both events evoke chilling parallels to past atrocities everywhere. Forced sterilizations of minorities, disabled, and indigenous people, and the image of the glass display of mountains of hair preserved at Auschwitz. That should make your skin crawl too. I mean, this is not made up. This is not crap. This is not made up. We are watching a genocide in real time, people. We are actually, I never thought I would ever see something like this happen again. A never forget moment, right? We always say never forget. But here we are letting it happen again. So what will you do? Leave your comments below on this video and all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate you tuning in today, and spread this far and wide. I mean, because regardless if you don't like a person's religion or their party affiliation, whatever, when people are in need, I don't care what it is, we still need to step up for people. And really, that should be a conservative thought process, right? If conservatives are the champions, or supposed to be champions of individual rights and civil liberties, then this should be a no-brainer. And we should push those that have a bigger voice than we have to step up and do more about it, not just sit on the sidelines. We just can't sit on the sidelines anymore. We can't, because we will watch another Holocaust magnitude atrocity against the Uighurs in China, and people are going to be pussy and sit back and just watch it happen and be like, not my monkeys, not my circus. Yeah, then when they come for your ethnic group next, we'll remember that when you said that, when you scream out for help from people. That's all for me. I appreciate y'all. One more again, like I said, share this across your social media, etc. Watch it on YouTube a little bit later in the day. But until next time, be easy, stay blessed, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.